a pilgrimage, and that this pilgrimage, it's hoped,
We do apologize, Ambassador. You seem to be muted. May you please unmute yourself?
Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you are back on.
Sorry, how much did I
We just missed about 2 minutes.
Okay.
I think about a minute or so.
Okay, so shall I say, this is the did you hear the project of Aido working hand in hand with the 6th Chamber of Commerce?
You can just recap from there.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I said, the results of Aido's desire and labor to link up with other parts of the world was the discovery that the sentiments Africa's children who are in the diaspora have were in same harmony with Aido's own Roots of Africa program. Therefore, it was decided in partnership, led from the Caribbeans by a wonderful child of Africa, a daughter whose name I said I will not mention myself. Better people will mention the name of that great African daughter. She's leading in partnership with Aido the program to turn the Roots of Africa program, as we've been given, into a joint pilgrimage, which will take Africa's kings, queens, business people and investors, grand chiefs, Africa's artists and people that demonstrate style, dance, music, drama, to go and lay their hands on their brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. This is one prominent example of how culture opens doors, as Aido thinks, to the activities of other beneficiaries who will take advantage of African expertise in the financial services. For example, we have the grand entity, the Equity Bank. In commerce, we have other partners also, and in trade, and many other exchanges. These will be going with the African kings and queens and chiefs through Aido's engineering as the journey that takes African people to visit and rediscover and reunite with their lost ones in the Americas. I was given about 10 minutes. It's possible I've sort of overshot a little bit. I crave indulgence in this regard, but for the moment, I suspect that was the reason I was asked to speak about Aido, who we are, what we do, where we do those things, and how. Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, Africa's great children today, following us here and in the diaspora, allow me to make this the end of my intervention. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ambassador Arinyo Namboka. And I hope I have said the name correctly.
You said it very correctly.
And the indulgence that we gave you for people that have also joining us on social media. We are all learning every day about the beautiful work that Aido Network International is doing in all the emphasis points that it has. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you sharing with us. We are learning. And the people that are joining us, we are full on Zoom. And we ask everyone else that still wants to join in. We cannot accept any more people that they join through social media on Facebook. And we are following on Facebook. People are commenting and posting photos. We appreciate that. And all the people that want to comment, we are looking at the chats and comments, but we are currently full. I see there is 98 participants currently. So if there is any 2 people that quickly want to log in, there are 2 spots open. And unfortunately, that is how, that's the capacity that we have that we can hold under the Zoom login. But on Facebook, it is unlimited and you get exactly the same information that is shared here. We are moving on with our program. We have next the founder and chairperson of the 6th Regional Global Chamber of Commerce, who is a key guest, and we are grateful for their presence in our midst. Dr. Melinda Harris Barrow, we appreciate you. We are grateful that you are here with us. We are all ears waiting to listen to you. And if we can switch over and make sure that we are able to capture the person and also make sure that we have unmuted their mic as we listen on. Is that possible? Dr. Barrow, please switch on for me and switch over from Ambassador Namboka.
Yes.
To Dr. Barrow.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes. First of all, there are too many sad faces that I'm looking at right now. This is a joyful, joyful day. I don't want to speak with sad faces because I don't think we realize what is happening today. This is historical. This has never been done before. So I don't want to see sad faces. I want to see happy faces today. I am Dr. Melinda Harris Barrow. I am the founder and chairman of the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank all of your presence here, kings and queens, government, my brothers and sisters. And it feels so good to say, my brothers and sisters, now that I'm meeting all of you, it is such a joy. I am the descendant of those that was taken from Africa, and I'm back. I am back with my brothers, and this is symbolic for the world to see that now we are together. Aido Network International, Her Highness Grace Iganda, His Highness Paul Iganda, thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for agreeing with me that the time is now for us to unite. The time is now for us to heal, because this is what this program, no, this is what this journey is about. It's not a program, it's not a conference, it's a journey. And I am so happy and blessed, and so is God, that you have joined this journey in order to reconnect with our brothers and sisters that was taken from Africa to become slaves, No longer are we ever going to allow that in our kingdom. No longer are we going to follow, mimic, exchange information as far as we are Africans that are poor. We're not poor. We are rich spiritually. We are rich internally. We are powerful people beyond measures. The problem is the mindset. I want to tell you a little bit more of the sixth region and why I created the sixth region. I'm a solutionist. I've been watching for a long time and somewhat confused as to why Africa is in the situation that it's in. And our regions in Latin America, or I should say the Americas, from Brazil to North America and the Caribbean, we have been watching. Why is it that there's corruption in our lands? We were told not to go to Africa because it's corrupted. But we were told to go to Europe and to France and China and everywhere else, but not to Africa. They're corrupted. And I realize that those that are telling me not to go, they're there. They're there taking and building, manufacturing, and doing everything, but they're telling us, don't come here. Now, the sixth region, I am so happy to introduce you to the sixth region Global Chamber of Commerce. It is an initiative created to support and develop superior quality in the commercial growth of nations and in Africa. Our mission is to unite and empower Africa's sustainable economic development through strong partnerships and positive reconnections of the people of Africa and its descendants, me, including the indigenous people of the world in Panama, Colombia, Nicaragua, Chile, throughout the world. Our vision is to transform Africa into a world-class economy. Some people said to me, how is that possible, Dr. Barrow? How is that possible? Through the mindset. Our goals and objectives is to provide a level playing field in the global corporate arena, which we're missing, creating the largest independent multinational conglomerate of trade and investment in the world, concentrating in the Americas, where we were taking, the Caribbean, where we were taking, and the African continent connecting with each other, finally. This entity will provide a worldwide, perpetual, transgenerational movement, enriching our regions and their populations while emphasizing a new global business model. Why am I saying that? It is because you have been doing business and investing with Europe, China, everywhere else but our regions. And why is that? You were taught to do that. You were taught to just invest as far as Brazil. When I speak to my African brothers and sisters and I said Latin America, the first thing they say is Brazil. They don't know much about Chile, Argentina, Nicaragua, Belize, Panama. Why is that? Because of the education you received. And we were taught only about France and Europe and Spain. Why? Because they tried to change our mindset. Now, if we talk about corruption in Africa, I am sure that there's corruption in America. I am sure there's corruption in Europe and the world. Why are we being told not to come to Africa? You see, when we unite, it's called power. When we unite, we are going to build. If we unite, we are going to create. How is it possible that Africans that was taken from Africa came to the Americas? And what did we do? We built America. And we built America under slavery, being beaten every day. How is that possible? That tells you how powerful we are. We have built Latin America. We have built the Caribbean. We have built the world. But yet, they say we are weak. They call us monkeys. They call us everything in the book. But somehow, we are powerful. We are able to build the world. Why is it that we are not building Africa? Again, the mindset. Our 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce is to promote trade and investment between Africa, the Americas, the Caribbean, and of the world, particularly with respect to the markets of the continent. I created this 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce because I don't want us to continue not to trade with each other. There are great opportunities in our region. And one of the things that is so important is that we speak the languages of all those that enslaved us, of all those that has beaten us to the ground. So why is it now we're not communicating with each other? Why is it now that we are still saying to ourselves that what happened? Our children, our new generation are saying, what is wrong with us? Is it because our mindset is still in the past? Is it because our mindset are being controlled? Yes. You see, God blessed us with one land on this planet Earth. God blessed the continent with minerals, gold, diamonds, everything you can think of. So why are we not providing the resources within Africa? There's a problem there. Colonializers divided our lands and gave us a flag in each country to identify their territory between them. We are not placed here to survive. We were placed here to live comfortable. That is what God gave us. We are now divided through language. We are now divided through countries. We're now divided through flags and education and religion. Why is that? As long as we're divided, Africa will never rise. I don't care how many programs we put together. We cannot rise until we come back and unite with each other. Colonializers have taken the resources out of our lands and are educating their children to enslave our children. It has to stop. The world have disrespected Africa. It is time now to rise for the world to see who we are as a people. It is now for you not to think of me as someone different from you. I am your sister. I am representing those that don't have a voice to speak to you. I am here to let you know that Aido Network International stepped out and said, Dr. Barrow, I will work with you to come to the Americas, to come to the Caribbean and the world for healing. This is the time for healing. It is time to atone. We're saying, why didn't you come back for me? Why? I am speaking through my ancestors. They're saying, why didn't you come back for me? But how could you? Based on the mindset. You see, the mindset is powerful. It is very powerful. Why didn't you come back? Why are you not back today? Why do you think of me different from you? I am not a woman of African descent. I'm an African woman. You never hear a Chinese saying, I'm a Chinese descendant, or I'm an Italian descendant, or I'm an American descendant. They just say who they are. You know why? Because they know who they are. Do we know who we are? That's the question. They know who they are. Once your mindset is controlled, you will find yourself fighting with each other. Once your mind is controlled, you will be taking and hating, you will be hating each other. Your future generation are coming with this mindset that we have. We cannot rise. We were taught to kill each other. We were taught to destroy each other. This is where corruption begins. We begin to steal from one another, not realizing that we're stealing from self. It is time now to rise. It is time to understand what is happening to us. Why are we doing what we're doing? Whenever a European country comes in and tell you that this is what they want to do for you, no. We already have everything. You no longer need to tell us what to do, how to do it. We no longer should be reaching out to other nations for the things that we have to do. You need to reach out to your African brothers and sisters in our region. We speak the language, we have the knowledge of everything that you need. But the mindset cannot go there because it's being controlled. The world don't respect us, but it's time now for the world to respect Africa. But the only way we can get there, it is to change our mindset towards each other. Africa, my brothers and sisters, it's time to love one another. God is looking at us, killing each other. Our children, my youth, they're suffering. Can't you see? Because the world is against us. In America, our young children are being mentally abused, physically abused by police officers. The same thing in America. You think what you're going through, we are not going through? Because we have the same people that are controlling all of us throughout the world. So all of us throughout the world now needs to come together. As I always say, they tell me the sky is the limit. How can it be? But you see, when your mind is controlled, you believe it. But let me give you a bit of good news. The sky is not the limit, because I'm always want to know what's beyond the sky. So in other words, you no longer can control this mind. My mind is now limitless. I know now that the sky is not the limit. I had to break and purge from all that I was taught and still going. Because as long as I maintain the mindset of what was given to me, I will never rise. Africa will never rise. So the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce now, what we're going to do is open up the doors. We have built the bridge for you to do business, not only in the Americas, not only in the Caribbean, but with our brothers and sisters our indigenous people of the world like you used to do. Your ancestors was already here in the Americas, doing business with the indigenous people of the land. Why are you not doing that now? It is because it's the mindset. So I want to thank all of you today for listening to me. I am one of the descendants of those that was taken for slavery and built the world. I am back. We are back. Our ancestors is here with me, and they're pleading with you. It is time now for them to rest. They will never rest until you rise. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Barrow. Wow. I quote as you were saying, you can no longer control this mind. And as you welcomed us to the 6th Regional Global Chamber to do business, we appreciate that welcome and the invite. And I think I'm not speaking on behalf of the whole of Aido, I'm speaking just on from myself. And I'm saying this is really powerful. It is eye-opening, and really the spirit that is on you and ushering you on and protecting you, may it do so. And all the people that are welcome to do business, we appreciate you, and we are grateful for the time and all of that you have put together and what has already been revealed to you that ought to happen, as you are. I wouldn't even call you my sister because you are way older than me, as you are my mother. And I appreciate you, and we are grateful to have you in our midst. Thank you to all the people that are logging in and are also making space on Zoom, and they're shifting to the Facebook platform and allowing speakers that are part of the program to log in. We are grateful and appreciate all the shifts that are happening behind the scenes. We have a lot of people that have logged in from around the world. They're commenting, they're appreciating and loving this event. To all the organizers, all the majesties, the highnesses, the royalties that are amongst us, we appreciate you and we are grateful for your presence. And we thank you. Moving on to the program, we have special remarks that will be made by the General Secretary of the Afro, and I hope now I don't ambush the name as I pronounce it, Panamanian Development, and Mr. Krishna Kamarana, surgeon. I hope I say it correctly with everything in me. He is logged in and is on the Zoom presence. I ask that on the digital, whoever is on the buttons, that they switch over to the speaker. And we thank you, Dr. Krishna, that you'll be sharing with us as well on the special remarks. Are we able to have him unmuted? Can we switch to his screen? Are we winning, Tim? I am just mindful of time as we move along, as other people have other commitments. Are we able to switch on to Dr. Krishna? He is on the program and logged in. There is commentary as we switch on to Dr. Krishna. I just want to be able to read on all the comments that are coming through on the chat side. People giving.
Here I am. Here I am. Thank you.
Amazing.
Here I am. A blessing.
Yes.
Thank you very
At some
much.
point, I said he instead of she, saying she, madam. Apologies.
That's okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Poleganda, President of Aido Network International, and fellowship members here, and His Highness in this special and great space. It's my pleasure to be in this great inaugural event, Roots of Africa program, launch, kindly invited by Mr. Poleganda, President of Aido Network International. In this occasion, I would like to address my participation toward the historical influences and contributions of the Afro-descendants in our country, Panama, in two historical moments. First, I will mention the moment in which our ancestors were brought to this country from different parts of Africa, such as Congo, Guinea, and Angola, just to mention a few, as slaves during the colonial period, becoming an important factor in the growth of the cities of the time, since their contribution to include being the workforce who constructed city buildings and fortresses, performed hard labor for the local government, and did the domestic chores as well, including raising their master's children, playing important role as cultural agents, as well as the labor and economic force behind the development of the colony, contributing to the configuration of the Panamanian society. I must be saying that the cultural heritage of the diverse African ethnicities that came together as they run away from slavery is priceless for us. As they established the first settlement of runaway slaves or cimarrons, they preserved their sense of Africa identity. Today, we can find their descendants in different places of our geographic, such as Colón, Darien, Pacora, and Shepo, among others, where their past history is kept and remembered by them, becoming guardians of it and being contributors at the same time to our national folklore through their traditional rituals, music, dances, and other cultural expressions that can be appreciated by locals and foreigners at different moments of the year when they celebrate their pride in their heritage in different places across the country. For this reason, Panamanian, I feel honored and proud of the declaration of the Congo culture of my country as intangible cultural heritage made by UNESCO on 2018, which also make us responsible of doubling efforts for their preservation. In second place, we have the voluntary migration of Afro-descendants from the Caribbean islands during the constructions of the Panama Railroad and the Panama Canal, first by the French and after by the United States, with 30,000 workers from Barbados, Jamaica, Guadeloupe, Curacao, Trinidad and Tobago, or say some others, came to our country to work, and approximately 20,000 of them established in Panama in locations like Colón, Bocas del Toro, and Panama City, and in adding other elements to the Panamanian culture, such as their gastronomy, music, and dances. Additionally, this group formed charitable societies such as lodges to provide support to their members in case of need, many of which remains today. No less important, is their contribution to the development of the spiritual life of these workers by establishing different religious denominations during the construction of the Panama Canal, such as the Anglican Church, the Baptist Church, the Salvation Army, the Adventist Church, and the Methodist Church. Being these Afro-Antillians, most of the membership of these congregations, which continue to have presence in our country today. In addition, great contributions were made during this period in other aspects like laws, journalism, medicine, and business, among others. Today, their descendants currently interact in all branches of the economic, scientific, cultural, and political affairs, but there is still more to do to acknowledge the contributions made by those who took part of a project on the magnitude and the big constructions of an interoceanic canal that finally became true, being until today a milestone in history. Both Afro-colonials and the Afro-Antillians are fundamental part of the cultural development and the construction of the Panama nationality and identity that must be recognized. And even through on May 31st, we commemorate the Black Ethnicity Day. That is not enough. Unfortunately, I need to say the situation of many of our brothers and sisters faced today are still submitted to discrimination, racism, poverty, inequality, which we seek vehemently to eliminate. That is why we need to continue our effort to educate the population about the historical contribution of the Afro-descendants in Panama. It is important for the new generations to understand that they must be proud on their heritage, regardless the obstacles they face. Besides, it is worth noting the active participation of civil society and the Afro-Panamanian movement in keeping a permanent fight on issues of reivindications and commitment of the state with our communities in order to guarantee equal opportunities for our people, as well as the respect and historical recognition that the Panamanian Afro-descendants deserve. With this role, I say that we will be glad to one day nearby we can gather together, be here in Panama, and have reunited with our African ancestors. Thank you very much.
Sí.
There we go, that's much better. Technology on our side now. Beauty of having programs being launched online every now and then. The famous button is mute and unmute. Thank you, Dr. Krishna, for that positive message. We are having people still logging in. We appreciate you. The launch is going incredibly well. And I can tell you, between the laptop that I have and my phone, and the comments that are people making online, and the comments that are being made on also on the group chat. Everyone is appreciating and grateful for the invitations that are coming through, with all the appreciating the kings and the queens, the chiefs and the elders and all the sisters and brothers of the diaspora. We appreciate your presence and the contributions that are being made. Moving on in the program, we are now going to be having the Aido Business Council business strategy discussing the business strategy for the diaspora. We're having Miss Linda Ntseberera presenting to us. And if we can switch over to her, and also make sure that the mic is unmuted. Aido Business Council.
Okay. Hello. I hope everybody can hear me.
We can certainly hear you.
Thank you very much, Sipo. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. I am Linda Nsabavera, and I am extremely honored and humbled to join you all today as the Vice President of Aido Network International East Africa and the Chairperson Aido International Business Committee, the AIBC, to speak on a topic I am incredibly passionate about: Africa, and more specifically, doing business in Africa. Today, wherever you are in the world, there is a lot of talk about Africa. Business opportunities in Africa. Africa is rich with natural resources. Africa, the last investment frontier. But if we look back at our history, we realize that the conversation about Africa today is not new. Europeans and people from all over the world have traveled to Africa, the home of civilization, not just for its natural resources, but for its most valued assets, the African people, which they took and used to build their countries and their economies, eventually colonizing us. And so when I hear these conversations over and over again and see what is happening across Africa today, the words of George Bernard Shaw immediately come to mind. We learn from history that we learn nothing from history. Whether it is the pillaging of resources across Africa in the name of development, a situation the World Bank itself acknowledged in a 2018 report stating that there is evidence of how much poorer Africa was becoming thanks to mineral, oil, and gas extraction by foreign corporations, or whether it is the labor recruitment agencies across Africa that are sending our children to Europe and Asia on a promise of a better life. What we see is history repeating itself. I say all this simply as a cautionary tale, but I am hopeful and I am optimistic because of this community here that not only sees and understands this challenge before us, but are working with the same sense of urgency to fix these things and to build an Africa for Africans, by Africans, no matter where you are in the world. As Aido, we started the process of engaging on the business and investment side of things by creating the AIBC. Our responsibility as the AIBC is to chart the way forward on business and economic opportunities for Africa. And the business opportunities in Africa are vast. I myself am from Uganda, and any day now we are finally starting commercial production of oil and gas. The Democratic Republic of Congo, if it was measured by its resources, is probably the richest country on earth. West and South Africa are investing in arts and culture, partnering with international powerhouses like Sony, Netflix, Spotify. Our very own Ndlovu Jewelry creates masterpieces using South Africa's precious metal, most recently delivering a one-of-a-kind piece that tells a beautiful African story to our own African brother, Michael Blackson in Hollywood. Africa needs solutions in energy. We need solutions in healthcare, education, connectivity, and food security. As a continent, we have the kind of weather that ensures that food is grown all year round, and we need logistic and supply chains to link markets. We need to build industry and manufacturing capabilities so we can create decent economic opportunities. And so for the next few minutes, I would like to turn our focus on how the AIBC will work with you to harness these opportunities. First, it's doing things differently. At the Investment and Business Forum, which we hosted in partnership with the African Chamber of Commerce in Scandinavia in November 2020, Ambassador Namboka spoke about the need to depoliticize business. It is generally accepted practice that if you want to do business in Africa, you pursue the government. And in some cases, it is the right thing to do. But it cannot be the only way to get things done. We need to work directly with people and communities. They have the knowledge, they have the land, they have the access to the resources, they have structures, they have networks. We need to empower them and invest not just in them, but with them. Aido has a strong network of individuals, communities, organizations, and we're also plugged into our very own governments who are ready to work with you on a mutual development agenda. Depending on your interests, we will find the opportunities. We will open the doors, we will connect you to them, and we will work with you through the journey. The second thing we need to do is the second thing that we will do as the AIBC is project development and packaging. We understand the needs of our community, but we equally understand the need to do business and what investors and partners are looking for. We work with project owners to develop and package projects to make them ready for investment and partnership. The third thing we're working on as the AIBC is building capacity. We need to create awareness among our people, among ourselves, and educate our communities. Many of us do not understand how the world works, how capital is mobilized, how it moves, how it is used to impact communities. As Dr. Melinda Harris Barrow highlighted, we are striving to develop and grow and prosper in Africa in a system that has been designed to fail, and we must change that through educating ourselves. Within the next month, we will lay out a detailed plan on networking and learning events. And so I am making a call to action to anyone out there who is interested in participating to join us. We have our first event planned for April of this year. Let me also take this opportunity to acknowledge Equity Bank and the support we as Aido continue to receive from them. I spoke earlier about the need to work with and invest in community. Nothing epitomizes this more than the story of Equity Bank. Throughout its evolution, Equity Bank focused on the economically marginalized to become one of the largest banks in Africa. They are a true testament that you can never go wrong by investing in communities and the human beings within them. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to welcome Mr. Anthony Kituka, Managing Director of Equity Bank. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Linda. And we, as you have already welcomed Mr. Anthony Kituka, we will hand over to him to just talk to the opportunities for the diaspora with Equity Bank. Can I ask that we switch over to him and also activate his mic?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Perfect. Sorry, Sifa, you have to forgive me. I'm actually in traffic, but I've been following the discussion. And first of all, I want to thank the organizers. I want to thank Aido. I want to thank the team that has put this together. I want to also acknowledge the presence of all the royals and the entire team and all the different dignitaries who are on this call. And I want to thank Madam Chavera for the very kind words about the bank. But just to give a bit of insight about the bank, Equity Bank is, our vision as a bank is to be the champion of the social economic prosperity prosperity of the people of Africa. And our mission is to transform lives, give dignity, and expand opportunities for wealth creation across the continent. We've been doing this for about 36 years now, and we're now in 6 African countries, primarily, of course, from our parent company, Kenya, then Uganda, Tanzania, South Sudan, Rwanda, and most recently, DRC. In that space, what we are working on and doing is ensuring that we can empower the Africans, give them a financial institution that understands them and their needs, and a partner which understands that the African people have the power to control and determine their destiny if they are given the financial muscle to do so. We have actually chosen to partner with the Africans wherever they are, in the diaspora, and the diaspora is pretty big. We partner and play in all the different locations in the world. We provide the tools in terms of access to systems. We partner with the various money transfer organizations such as Wave, Western Union, MoneyGram, to make sure that Africans in the diaspora all over the world can contribute to the development of their continent. We also ensure that we partner with various organizations, diaspora organizations, just like Aido, just like UNA in the US, the UK convention team, to try and ensure that we always update the diaspora on the opportunities that exist to invest in Africa. The key thing that we're noticing, as I think one of our previous presenters mentioned, is yes, you do find different people of different origins, China, India, Europe, the Americas, investing in Africa. We understand that it is the Africans who have built many of these great countries and civilizations. And sometimes we challenge ourselves and ask ourselves, why don't the Africans who have thrived in those different foreign and technologically advanced locations invest back in Africa? Africa is in dire need of particular things: better infrastructure, better technology, better health and Medicare, better education systems. Very many Africans in diaspora have been exposed to these things, and the challenge has always been, we can't find a partner to help us channel our investments, look after them, and ensure that they actually give a return, a viable economic return. So Equity Bank is very happy to be that partner for you. We are the leading partner for diaspora remittances in the region. The money is safe and secure end to end. Cybersecurity is extremely important to us because of the huge volumes that are coming through our system. We're also keen to ensure that we partner with the relevant nations and government bodies to safeguard the interests of the diaspora. As an organization, we also provide funding for various investments, be it housing, be it manufacturing, be it in oil and gas. And going by what's happening with COVID, there's been a lot of investment coming through in things like health and Medicare, PPE preparation, ICT for social distancing and enhancing businesses that way. And those winners in the COVID race, I would say, are being heavily funded by the bank. Our foundation is reaching out to enhance education across various platforms, to enhance agriculture, to enhance energy, and all those areas are areas Equity is happy to invest and support people to invest in. So I know I have just 10 minutes, I'm putting about 6 or 7, because I have been really intrigued by the passion of the African speakers, wherever they are, be it in the Americas and through our patron here as well. We thank you very much that you have allowed us to showcase. My colleague Winifred Waruri is on the call. She's in charge of our international banking and money transfer business. And she's very happy to make sure that you can open an account easily through using all sorts of technology, no physical presence required. You can keep track of your investments, and you can monitor the progress of the continent and your contribution towards this growth. I want to thank, once again, C4N team for a lovely moderation. I want to thank the previous speakers who have not only enlightened the diaspora, but given us in Africa additional energy to keep on going, to keep on fighting, to keep on trying to improve our motherland, because it's only us who can do it. With those kind words, thank you very much, Sifo, and I look forward to an exciting continued engagement. I've seen a question about a contact for Equity Bank. My colleague, Winifred, will post something into the chat with all our contact details. So enjoy the rest of the launch. And as one of our previous speakers says, it is truly a historic event, and we are glad to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kituka. We are praying traveling mercies for you as you are on the road.
Yes, I parked and stopped, so it's all good.
And we thank you that you just parked on the road and you allowed us to still connect with you. We can see you on the car, so get home safely or wherever you're going, travel safely. Thank you so much. We do have your colleague, so we will, whatever questions that are raised, we'll be able to direct them towards.
Perfect. Perfect.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
I just want to confirm as we move on to the next speaker on the program, His Excellency Ambassador Julius Peter Moto. If he is on the call, or if his office has sent through anyone to for special remarks. And if we're not able to have him speak at the moment, we will move on to the next speaker, just so that we are able to keep the program running. And we are mindful of the time. We are grateful again for everyone that has logged in, and whether on social media or online with us. We will move on to His Royal Highness, Papa Sande Emolot of Atke. We are grateful, Your Highness, that you have joined us. We are looking forward to hearing from you. And if we can just have the team switch on to him for the microphone and also for the screen. He is on the group. If I can ask that we do that. I can see people on the group. They are grateful for Equity Bank's contribution as we switch over to His Royal Highness, Papa Sande Emolot. We are just doing the things that will allow us to switch on. Are we able to connect?
Madam Speaker is trying to log in. We can move on when he gets clearance. He will join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Highness. If we can ask the cultural presentations to prepare, and as we finish over with the cultural presentations, we cannot miss His Royal Highness. We will connect as he logs in and afford him the opportunity to share with us. And if there are any kings and queens, any Royal Highnesses and Majesties that have just joined us, we welcome you. We've seen people have been coming in and going out. We appreciate your presence. We are on a launch, so this is a joyful occasion. If I had a much more lighter voice, I would be saying, Allah, Allah. As they say it, we are grateful that this event has come to happen. With the cultural presentation, I'll hand over to the moderator for the session, Ms. Yandisa Sokanyile, to take over from here.
Thank you so much, Sipogazi. You can still remain. I think there is still so much that needs to be done. I think the program has just moved a little bit quicker. I would kindly ask the team to get the videos ready. I know they were part of the last bit, but we just have to move right along. And thank you very much. A very good evening. It is evening where I am in South Africa. Good evening, greetings. Molweni, I hope you are having a good day and you are enjoying this launch. All protocol is observed. I know we have royalty in the house. That's who we are as Aido Network International. Finally, this day is here. I am very excited because when the concept of Roots of Africa came, we brainstormed, we're putting ideas together, you know, a lot of back and forth, but the vision was just one. And to see that vision come to life, it is something that is really, really amazing. And to know that something great is happening today. We do not have load shedding today in South Africa for some reason. We've been panicking about that, but today God has been on our side. We are still up and we are live. I am going to ask our cultural leaders and directors to get ready, and I will need an indication when the first video is available and is up. And I'm just asking that all the speakers can be unmuted. We'll start with Tembisile Mahau. I'd like to see if Tembi is available and is ready. I see a number of people are going in and out. Unfortunately, I think it's the network, but Tembi, if you are ready, just to introduce, I'll carry on with the introduction, and I'm hoping that Tembi is on standby. I did see her earlier on. So Tembisile is one of the youth leaders in South Africa, very passionate about youth development. She is very passionate about children as well. She is starting to be a lawyer. She is a student at UNISA. She's also a certified African youth leader through the Youth African Leaders Institute, which is YALI. She is a seasoned civic leader of close to a decade in service. She is currently the board secretary of the Aido Network International and the chairperson and the director of Aido Youth Network. Tembi will be taking us through what the Youth Chamber of Aido is doing. I know they're doing amazing work throughout the continent, and she'll be showcasing exactly what they are doing and just taking us through also the plans that they have coming up for the year. Tembi, if you are available, you can unmute yourself.
I am. Thank you very much, Yandisa. Indeed, it is a blessed day, as in South Africa, we don't have load shedding. Thank you very much. I would like to say all protocol observed and go right to it. I am Tembisile Mahua, all the way from South Africa, commonly known as TM, in the Aido streets. I am the director of Aido Youth, and that is what I'll be presenting on today. I wrote a little short poem on what the youth in Aido are doing, but not only in Aido, but the youth everywhere, you know, in our continent, because Africa is so rich in everything. And I had to just make a short clip just to showcase that little bit of talent that we have. I don't know, Yandisa, if you have received the video. You'll indicate once you have. But I'd like to tell you more about the poem it's written, or it's titled, We Are Making Our Mark. And that is exactly what the Aido youth members are doing. They're making their mark not only in the African continent, but they're making their mark in the world. And this is just a short clip of what we are doing. And as the Roots of Africa continues, you'll be able to see exactly what we are about and the change that we are bringing in the world. Thank you very much, Yandisa.
Thank you so much, Tembi. I'm going to kindly ask Anne to assist us with the video. Tembi, I'm gonna call you back, Sissy. You might need to get started. And when the video is ready, I'll just raise my hand. Then you'll know that the video is ready. But you can just quickly take us through what you guys are doing, because I'm sure I see we do have a lot of young people on the platform and some are joining us from Facebook. So just take us through what it is to be an Aidoa and what does the youth segment really do? Because I know you get really active and do a lot of amazing things.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Andisa. You know, the Aido youth is a really phenomenal group of people, of young people across the African continent and the world at large. We only launched recently, actually, but we are in over 10 countries. We're not even a year old, but we are in over 10 countries and still growing. Of course, we are a group of young leaders, young academics, young agricultural leaders, you know, in society. And it's really amazing and phenomenal what the young people are doing. You know, in my video, you will see a clip of a 16-year-old from Nigeria that is making tires. That is making furniture from tires. You will see a lot of amazing and innovative ways that the youth have been doing and are continuously do in order to ensure that Africa rises. We have an amazing young gentleman in South Africa that has his own record label and is from the Indabele tribe and insists on having only pure Ndebele artists there, and it's absolutely amazing. And this is a young person that is not even 30 years old. So we've got the caliber that we have of young people there. It's absolutely amazing. And we are really, really fortunate and excited to be in this platform, as Aido gives us plenty of opportunity to not only spread our wings, but to be at the forefront and to lead. As I think you've seen, you know, we've been very active on social media, even with this campaign, ensuring that members attend, ensuring that people at this phenomenal and big event is not only streamed live, but people participate and are active in it anywhere they are. Oh, okay.
Awesome. Tembi, you can just tell us quickly about how people can join Aido. I see some of the questions on Facebook. If people want to be a part of Aido network, especially the youth chapter, what is it that you're currently looking for right now in terms of partnerships that you would want? Just highlight of the key projects that you have for the rest of the year that people can participate in.
Yandisa, we've got a lot of planned activities in the pipeline. I think that, you know, we're open to everyone. It is a blunder to say that you only want a specific type of person when we are so unique and our ideas and creativity are so different from, you know, from what we already have. Youth in their nature is innovative. Youth in their nature is very active and is radical in their way. So to limit young people to a specific category, I think would be very unfortunate. So we are not only looking for specific things, but if you have anything that you're doing, or if you would like to join people that are doing such amazing things, please do text us in the group that we are live on Facebook, Aido Youth Network. We are currently live on Facebook, or you can go to our website, www.aidonetwork.org, or you can visit any of our social media platforms. We will be able to communicate with you and you will be able to join us as soon as you can. We are really looking forward to more members joining us because we are a growing organization and we are really happy and excited about this change that is coming to Africa.
There we go. It looks like we finally have your video up. I will ask that we maximize the screen by clicking on the bottom right and make sure that we have a full view of the screen. Tembi, thank you so much for that. And it's great work that you're doing. And I know that you're personally passionate about it and young people. So I'm hoping that we'll see more young people joining the Aido network and impacting the lives of Africans. Are we
Thank
ready?
You very much,
okay. I do apologize. These things do happen when the program shifts a bit. Sometimes we do need to make a plan and make a way. I would ask all the speakers to be and be with their videos, please, so that we do not take up more of the time. Just to check, because on your site, I just want to check if His Royal Highness Papa Sunday is in or not. Can we still proceed with our program, or do we give him time?
You can proceed with your program for now.
Okay.
You can proceed with
May
your
I
program.
please ask that we have the video? Yes, ma'am. May I please ask that we have the video?
I don't know, Yandis. Oh, thank you.
That's the one. That's the one. Let's try that one.
Being to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glides, the rivers, the deserts, the trees, the flowers, the seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. I am an African. We are making our mark. We are making our mark in South Africa. Among the Nguni nations, young maidens journey the path of life through indigenous cultural practices. Ubuntombi, the path of a woman from a child, a young lady to a woman. The practices echo loud and clear to platforms for all to learn and be proud. We are making our mark in the art of bead making, and we learn the historical meanings and significance of patterns and colors that are taught down from generation to generation, the oldest to the youngest, ensuring our cultures and traditions live through us, in us. We are making our mark. We are making our mark in Uganda, where the art of storytelling is ours. We tell the stories of Entebbe, our history, our pride. We are making our mark through empowering ourselves. With Afri Coffee, where young mothers in Uganda are taught the practice of making coffee. We are making our mark. We are making our mark in Nigeria, where innovative ideas ooze from our brains filled with creativity, and we use tires to make high-end furniture. We are making our mark. We are making our mark in the world, changing Eurocentric beauty standards. With the face of a brown-skinned girl is the epitome of Africa, the glorious continent, where the face of a brown-skinned girl not only represents Africa, but the whole universe. We are making our mark, writing our stories, and changing the narrative.
Thank you, Yandisa. That was the video that was played for Tembi. And maybe we can then move on to our next guest.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, Pagaza, thank you so much, Tembisile. Anyone who's got comments and wants to know more about the Youth Chamber of Aido, please, you can engage with us through the chat, and whatever your discussions you can send there, and you can connect with Tembisile directly. We are now moving along with our program for today, and we are going to call upon one of, I think, Africa's gems, if I may say so, just to talk about, you know, traditional healing medicine. And I think this is a very critical topic that we need to be having right now, looking at the pandemic that has brought us here. And I am sure that there is so much that we can discover as Africans. And I think this is the right time for us to actually go back and look into our traditional medicines, to look at how we use how our forefathers used to heal themselves. Because I heard Ambassador Namboka talking about how you can go on for a week without having anything, without food, you know, how to beat diabetes. So I'm like, oh, wow, I actually need that. So the next gentleman that's going to come from our panel is, he is known as Dr. Malaria. I do battle in pronouncing his full name, but I will call him Dr. Malaria right now. And I just want to ask if he is available. And just to make sure that he is on
Yandisa.
PowerPoint presentation easily.
Yeah, it's okay. It's on.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me a chance now. I want to recognize the president of Aido and his precious wife, the kings and queens on board here, ambassadors, previous speakers who have spoken greatly, all brothers and sisters on board. Once again, I'm called Patrick Ogwang. I'm from Uganda. I was asked to talk about the need for people in diaspora to invest in researchers in Africa. And I'll share briefly about traditional medicines or natural health products as one of the areas that you can participate in, that we can together develop to benefit Africa and the world at large. I'll use my slide to present. So let me get there. I hope you can see it. So this is where we are in Africa. We are in the middle of the world. We're not in the middle of the world by mistake. We're supposed to be connecting the world. The world's supposed to be crossing Africa to get to Americas, crossing Africa to get to Europe and China. But we have missed the opportunity because of many factors that previous speakers have spoken about. And I'm glad that we're waking up. Africa will soon be the destination for all people of the world. I want to quote from the editor, one of the African journals, I think, Yinka Adegoke. I got this from internet. He says, quote, of the many developmental challenges facing Africa, scientific research does not often rise to the top of the discussion agenda. Though thankfully that has been changing with high-profile initiatives like the Next Eastern Forum, and yet research and development will be key, the kinds of improvements that African citizens need and expect. The priorities or lack thereof are obvious when you consider the average South African government spends less than 0.5% of GDP on backing research. The OECD country average is more than 4 times this at 2.3%. Governments have recognized this and committed a couple of years ago to increase investment in science and technology to reach 0.7% of GDP by 2020 and 1% by 2025. And yet, despite a lack of funding and the flight of many top scientists abroad, there is still a wealth of talent in African countries who make personal sacrifices to try to keep local R&D a reality on the ground. A recent paper by the Collaboration for Research Excellence in Africa showed that up to 85% of the 400 plus African researchers who answered its survey had worked for free in order to enable research projects. More than half of the researchers had worked for free on projects that lasted up to 6 months to 3 years. Some worked unpaid on projects for more than 5 years. This quote tells you of the research situation in Africa, the funding capacity in Africa, and the commitment of science in Africa to build African technologies. Now, if you scan through this this web page to see how much we spend of the GDP of African countries, how much is spent every year by each country. Up to now, except South Africa, the rest have not reached the 0.7%.
Sorry about that. I think we've just lost Dr. Patrick. I just want to check if he's still in so we can try and bring him back. Tim, can you please ask us to check if he's still around? Awesome.
Are we on now?
Yes, we are, Doc. You can carry on.
Okay, so I was saying that we are not yet there in terms of governments fund research in Africa as compared to other continents. Even the percentage that we committed to do of 0.7%, only South Africa has reached. But if you look at it in terms of the money value, if OECD country is spending 2.3 of their GDP, and even if Uganda spend 2.3 of our GDP, in terms of money value, that is far, far less. However, many scientists in Africa are doing all they can to use some of their resources, but also struggle for grants in other countries to do research in Africa. I'll show you examples of some of the technologies that my team have over the years developed in Africa, that we are right now commercializing in Africa, and that we invite African diaspora to come and invest in. So this is a product for sickle cell disease. We all know sickle cell disease, a disease that affects red blood cell. If you lack oxygen, or if you stress your body, your red blood cells begin to change shape. We call it sickling. When they change shape, they cannot carry oxygen well. They block the smaller blood vessels, the capillaries, and then you develop pain, and then breakdown of red blood cells occurs, and someone develops anemia, and if not treated, they can die. Up to now, the world has no cure for sickle cell. But we discovered that African roots and leaves and fruits have compounds in them that actually stop red blood cells from sickling or changing shape. When we did experiments in laboratory, we found that these 3 plants were very effective in preventing the red blood cells from changing shape of the blood samples that were drawn from sickle cell persons. And so we developed this simple product made from 3 plants in Africa in syrup form. And in our study among children, it decreases pain in children, hospitalization and blood transfusion by more than between 80 and 90%. The children who could not go to school, the children who were in hospital frequently, now take years without going to hospital, and they're fully in school and enjoying better life than they used to have before. And because medicine made in Africa, it's very affordable to almost every child in Uganda. We hope that with time, this medicine can go to other countries in Africa. I have this product which I received an award from government of Uganda and also from Aido in Germany. It is for preventing malaria, simply taken in tea or as you take your coffee. I have gone now 12 years without getting malaria. I used to get malaria 4 times a year, but now I've made 12 years without malaria because of this technology that we developed here in Uganda. Many people have taken this product in Uganda and even abroad, and they have waived malaria. There's this technology that was developed for peptic ulcer disease. Now, world over in developed countries, the treatment of peptic ulcer, the top medicines like omeprazole and others, target what we call the proton pump inhibition. That is the pump that pumps acid in the stomach. And they target killing the bacteria, which is called Helicobacter pylori. Now, that is a mistake from our understanding. Blocking the proton pump in the stomach that produces acid is not the best solution to treat ulcers, because the proton pump itself is a natural body mechanism to protect the stomach from developing bacteria and also ulcers and also cancers. So when you stop the proton pump, you temporarily block acid production, but the body is intelligent. Naturally, it will find a way to overcome that blocking. And that's why these modern medicines or developed medicine in developed countries work for a short time and then they fail. If you have ulcers and they start treating you, initially you respond to treatment, you feel better. After 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you start feeling pain again. Why? The target is wrong. The mechanism is wrong. They are trying to block a natural mechanism of the body, which the body will overcome. Because naturally, nature cannot be blocked. Nature can only be balanced. We have developed this technology in Africa from fashion medicine, African plants, African knowledge. We use a different approach. Instead of blocking the acid production, we balance the production of acid in the stomach. Instead of killing the bacteria, we promote protection of the wound, the ulcer wound, against the acid. And we enhance the wound healing by stimulating the natural body mechanism to promote formation of collagen and regeneration of tissue, and the ulcer in the stomach heals naturally. This product that we are now developing, that we have developed, we are putting on market, is giving us excellent results compared to the modern medicine that are brought to this country. And as we speak now, we have realized that Africans are not dying of COVID like we expected or like the world expected. The question is, why are Africans not dying as we thought we would die? If you walk down to communities, you will find they are using herbs, they are using plants to boost the immune system. And some of these plants were found actually kill the virus, the coronavirus. It has been established, they have compounds that kill these viruses. So we are developing a simple product that you simply drop in your mouth. It clears the virus, the coronavirus in your nasopharynx, and you cannot get the disease. So we hope that in the coming months, we can have this product clinically tested and certified for prevention and also treatment of corona. Back to the question, how can you invest in African researchers? I propose 2 lines. One, the individual researcher. By organizing exchange platforms like Aido is doing right now. When I share this, there are many people who will get to know what I'm doing, and there are many who can come in to partner with us in Africa. Seed funding is very important, especially small funding that can help African scientists find solutions to problems that affect us. Training diaspora and African researchers together. There's a lot we can learn from one another. There's a lot that you can learn from us in Africa, and there's a lot we can learn from our brothers in Europe or in America. Through exchanging ideas and knowledge, we can develop many things. Providing exposures, visiting some of the modern laboratories that are in Europe, that in America, South America, so we can see what they are doing and we come and improve ours. Without seeing what others are doing, you may never improve yours. You may think you are the best. But when you see what others are doing, you can improve your own systems. Of course, supporting scientists in Africa, the quote just shows that many scientists in Africa volunteer in many projects, even without pay for many years. Then research institutions. Diaspora people can help us by commercializing technology that developed in Africa. For example, I am a scientist, not a businessman. I now develop the product. I don't know how to take it to the market. I don't know how to brand it, how to package it. But we have brothers and sisters in diaspora, and even Africa here, who are good at business, who can make these products reach Europe, reach America. Investing in laboratories in Africa, many times we lack the cutting edge equipment. Most of the scientists in developed countries are not better than us in terms of intelligence. Perhaps we are in the same level or maybe even better. But the difference is the infrastructure. They have equipment that we don't have. And therefore, if this equipment, if we cannot get such equipment in Africa, we can do a lot of things. Sometimes it's about linking African scientists to equipment donor. I believe there are people out there who have equipment that they can donate to Africa that can be very useful. Creating an African Silicon Valley kind of model where we have brains coming together to develop a solution for a problem in Africa, like now COVID. COVID is all over the world. But where is the Silicon Valley in Africa, where African brains come together from Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, meet in one place and find a solution for this disease for Africa and the world? So I think through such models, we can do great technology in Africa as other continents are doing. Utilizing the diaspora networks to attract people who can donate money, who can support, is very important. And above all, export of our products beyond Uganda, beyond Africa, to other countries. Now, I want to share briefly on the dream that I've had for years that I thought was failing over the last 10 years. That's the dream to remove malaria from Africa. You heard me being referred to as Dr. Malaria. I don't want to be the disease. I want to remove the disease from Africa. So about 10 years ago or 12 years ago, I developed this product called Aido for prevention of malaria, which I said I've taken now 12 years without getting malaria, and my family does not know malaria in Africa. But the technology remained expensive, $24 per household per year. Many African countries could not afford this. And so this product could not reach every household. But over the years, I have adjusted this innovation to make it affordable to every family. And now we have this technology at only $100 per household per year. This can be afforded by any family in Africa. And this year we plan, working with churches, to launch this program of eliminating malaria in Africa using the $1 per household malaria elimination program in Africa. I want to invite our brothers and sisters in diaspora to join this initiative of $1 malaria elimination program from Africa. And indeed, if I have spent 12 years without malaria, it means anyone in Africa having this technology can spend years without getting malaria. I want to end by saying, thank you very much, Aido. For a while, I never used to understand the long-term vision of Aido. But now I'm beginning to see clearly that Aido is bringing the world together, Aido is bringing Africa together, and through Aido, Africa will be transformed. I believe that one day we shall have one African university where top brains go to, one African cultural institution where all of us derive our knowledge and sharing from. So I believe that in years to come, through such initiative of Aido, Africa is going to grow stronger and we shall be the ones giving the world technologies.
We do apologize for that technical glitch. Let's see if Dr. Ogwang.
I'm on.
Okay, great. You can carry on, sir.
Okay, I've come to the end of the presentation. So I will just summarize by saying that through this program, we hope in a few years to see malaria out of Africa. And I invite you all to support this $1 initiative to remove malaria from every household in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Patrick Ogwang. Yes, I finally got it correctly. I think I was fascinated by Dr. Malaria. There's a reason why he is known as Dr. Malaria. And I did say he is one of our greatest here in Africa. Talking on the points that you have raised, it's very important. I think this is amazing. The info will be available, I assume, on our platform for the members who are interested in getting in touch with you. And also the information is still available on the screen. But you really raise very critical aspects here. One, the Silicon Valley of Africa. That is something that really is of great importance, where we can combine the African minds together. And with people like yourselves who've already done so much work, who have won awards, who have proven, you know, so that is really, really critical. I just want to ask for the people that are interested in working with you, researchers. I know we've got a number of researchers that are here and who also might be just starting out in the field. Are you open to any opportunities? You know, is there a way where you can work with them? And what will be the process look like? Because I do see people that are saying, yes, they're very interested in your work. And how do people actually, you know, just to realize that Silicon Valley of Africa, do you have an action plan maybe towards that? Or is it something that you have started towards?
I'm very open to collaborations. In fact, for example, like the malaria program, by myself, I cannot go to all countries to remove malaria. But through working with scientists in other countries, I can share with them the technology, and they in their countries can use it to provide to every household. And I believe in the next 5 years, we can say Africa is free of malaria using this technology. So I'm very open to collaboration with African scientists. Thank you.
Okay, great. I'm sure we would have loved to engage with you further on this platform. It's just time is not on our side. But I really appreciate what you are saying, passing on the knowledge, passing on the baton to the younger generation also is very critical, so that we can expand the networks, we can have more some things coming out. Thank you so much, Doctor. We really appreciate your time. Thank you for that very, very insightful presentation. God bless. May you do more and may everything that you do prosper. Thank you so much. Right now, sorry, I'm looking if she is on. Yes, I think I see her. I am going to call upon the Aido Network International head for Kenya, Anne Hamburger. So just a bit about Anne. I know Anne has probably got a video. She's passionate about content. She is our storyteller. She is so passionate about putting African stories together, telling our own African stories the way we want to tell it. So if you're talking to Anne, you must make sure that you talk everything content, everything culture, everything African history. That is her passion. And I am sure she'll do all or maybe she'll let her video do the work for her or the speaking. But she is our partner from Raia TV. Raia TV is a platform, an online video streaming and video on demand platform. So if you are a content producer, you are at the right place. We do have content experts here, video producers, TV producers. Anne is actually the head of that division. I see we are trying to get her video, and I would ask you if you can unmute yourself in the meantime. While we are waiting for the video, it'll be good for you to start just introducing yourself before I say a lot.
Hello.
Yes.
Candice, can you hear me?
Oh yes, I can hear you. I can see you looking beautiful there and gorgeous. Welcome, welcome. It's really good to have you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. All protocols up. His Highness, and ambassadors, kings and queens, my fellow Aidoers, and all our guests. I'm quite pleased to be here at this particular time. And I never thought the day will come that we actually launch the Roots of Africa. Today is the day. It's such a great day, and very overwhelmed personally from the beginning of the presentation, the speeches. It's just, there's so much. I'll say just a little bit about myself. My name is Anne Hamburger. I'm from Aido Network Kenya, and from Raia TV, and also another platform that probably Yandisi also did not know. There's a platform called Swahili Prime. Yes, it's a VOD platform which we are only focusing on content creation, that is African content, traditional content. And we want to tell our stories, not only in Kenya, Africa, but the entire world. Raia TV is a station based in Kenya. And our vision has been working with youth and creating local content, creating anything to do with music and any artifact or anything that will be able to promote us as a country and also our youth. So we've broadened our borders by making sure we go out to promote our culture, that is especially the Swahili culture, all over the world. And now we are very, very pleased to partner up with Aido Network International. It's one great thing that we are partnering up with the right people, like-minded people with the same vision of making sure that not only are we talking about our stories in Kenya, but about Africa. We need to make sure that Africa is well known, the story well told. And I think we're the best people to talk about it. And we're the best people to make our own content about our own continent. So I won't say much because my video will tell a lot about what we are doing. And I can say I'm very proud to be a Kenyan. That is one thing. And from my video, I'll see that. Thank you very much.
And while we're still waiting for your video to come on, I just want to ask, since you have the platforms, you're already in the business, so you are like a Showmax, a Netflix, right?
Well, we can't say that we're already there, but yes, that is where we are heading. That is where we are heading in terms of making sure that the local content is known all over the world. And now with partnering up with Aido, making sure that all the African continent content is shown all over the world. So anybody who would want to see anything about Africa, anything about our heritage, our culture, our medicine, anything to do with our innovation, you'll see it in the roots of Africa. That is what we want to do. Make sure we go to every other country in the world. Yes.
Right, I like the modesty, but Raia TV, if I tell you, is one of the biggest video on demand and video streaming platforms in the continent. You can download it. This is where you'll find the Roots of Africa programs as well coming up. And this is one thing that is really interesting. We see with the global media companies, do you know how much of African content is available on those platforms? Do you think there's still an opportunity for African producers to get into those platforms, or is it time for us to just go our own African content and put it in our own African platforms that we own? Oh, hang on to that. The video is up, so I think that will give us more opportunity.
Okay.
We can play the
maybe
video.
I can answer. Oh, okay. Oh. Hello, Yandisi.
Okay, are we still struggling with the video there? Okay, and maybe you can just answer my question. Maybe just give us more insight, because I know a lot of people are sitting with stories in their heart, stories in their minds that they want to tell. The problem also is always getting started. I think you already have a platform. That's something that maybe you can just give us a bit on also while we are trying to get the video on.
Oh, okay. First, I would like to say that African content has a big chance in the world, because currently there's a big shift. Some years back, It was very hard to get our content out there. But currently you get people sorting out for our content and even dubbing. So currently we have a lot of content that we even dub from our indigenous languages. Like what we are doing even in Raya TV, we dub our content into French, Portuguese, Amharic, Luganda, Portuguese, Spanish, any language you'd like. Because the content we are currently doing in Africa, we do competitive content that can be able to compete with the rest of the world. So we have a big chance, and we are also working very hard to make sure we also build our own brand as Africa. But yes, we have a big chance out there because we have been embraced all over the world.
Awesome.
Kenya, a
Let's
country
have the video on.
famous for its scenic landscape and vast preserves. Its Indian Ocean coast provide historical important ports by which goods from Arabian and Asia traders have entered the continent for many centuries. It has diverse culture of about 42 tribes with different languages and cultures that all merge to become the unique mixture of Kenyan culture. And the uniqueness is visible abundant. Our official languages are English and Swahili. Kenya is the most sought after destination for the world's best safaris experiences. The vast plain is spotted savannas are home to the best wildlife Africa has to offer. Notoriously the Big Five and the Great Migration, where 1.3 million wild beasts migrate from Tanzania to the Mara in search of water. Lake Nakuru National Park, situated within the Ionic Great Rift Valley, best known for the migratory flamingos that gather in the thousands, creating a vast and vibrant pink landscape. We dominate the world of athletics. Sports has played a pivotal role in why Kenya is more famous than most of the African countries. Renowned for consistently producing some of the world's best track stars, long-distance marathon runners, and now Kenya is currently marking a mark in the IRB 7th World Series. Kenya is also the trailblazing leader in M-Pesa. This mobile currency, which has taken over Africa by storm and is recognized globally. There's a lot to learn about Kenya, but today we are going to highlight on our traditional weddings. Kenya has different wedding traditions, which are often followed by a religious one. A traditional Kenya wedding will differ from culture to culture within the country. In today's modern world, things have changed, but some practices may still be reenacted for tradition's sake. This system is emphasized by the need for the groom and his family to pay dowry to the bride's family before marriage. Payment of dowry is usually in the form of money or in kind, that is livestock, and may be done a few days before the marriage or over a long period, from the time of birth to years after the wedding. Dowry serve to fulfill justice and legalities in the eyes of the families involved. With marriages breaking down in the modern society, this tradition is seen as a factor that links society to the strong moral standards of earlier days because the woman feels worthwhile to her husband and may hence stay faithful to the marriage. We are going to talk about a Giriama wedding. Giriamas are among the Mijikenda, a group of 9 related Bantu ethnic groups inhabiting the coast of Kenya. Like many other tribes in Kenya, marriage in Mijikenda was not an expensive affair as it is nowadays. Those days, marriages was arranged by parents, relatives, and elders using the following steps. Parents identify the girl from a family with good history and reputation. The family will then send an investigator to gather all the information related to the family identified. For example, their tribe, relatives, clan, and etc. The son's parents will then pay a visit to the girl's parents, accompanied by relatives and respected elders in the society to propose to the girl. In Swahili known as kuposa. At the bridegroom house, the in-laws to be would be very busy preparing the day. Proposal day is usually the most important part of the marriage. The bridegroom's parents would also inform their families and elders in the community to attend the occasion. Usually the occasion is marked with songs, food prepared from the groom's family and other visitors. The elders would then sit down to talk on the proposal and the things that are needed for the dowry. We have a lot to learn about our traditional wedding, which gradually are eroding, paving way to the modern wedding. Watch this and many more cultural practices and tradition in the roots of Africa.
Thank you so much. Anne, I am hoping that you are still around. Anne, as I said before, represents Kenya. That is really, I think, great storytelling about Kenya and about the traditions there. Very interesting. I think this is what we talk about when we're launching the Roots of Africa program, is taking those stories, is taking our traditional medicines, our history, our culture, our beautiful, tourism places that we can package together for the world to see. And Anne is one of those people that really know how to package and tell the story of our African cultures, of African cities. And this is what Roots of Africa is all about. You will be able to see that through our platforms, which are the TV shows, the documentaries, the radio shows that we are launching. I would like to really welcome everybody who has joined us late. You might have missed. This is the launch, the official launch of Roots of Africa program. It's an ongoing program, very exciting, with a mission to actually capture our Africanness, our traditions, our culture, tell our African stories in our own way and send that to the world. So if you are a content producer, yes, we are looking for you. If you have a story to tell, we do have the platforms, we do have the expertise within Aido Network International. As you have seen, this is all the work of our internal team. So you can actually partner with us. I do encourage you, if you're not a member, do join in. I think we only have about 2 speakers to close off the program for today. Just want an indication that the Queen is in, or we'll have to just also get an indication that Princess Nikki Webam, I saw that she's been in and out. I just want a confirmation that she's in also. You can just unmute yourself so that I am aware that you are available. I know you are having a bit of network challenges. My apology, I see that people are going in and out. Anne has been knocked out. She is back again, I hope. So if you still want to get in touch with Anne, if you want, you have any questions, you can just also just post on the chat, or you can also join Aido so you do not miss on this opportunity to be part of this exciting and amazing program. Moving right along, I am going to my second last speaker, and I am praying that she is online. Okay.
Thank you, Yandisa. Please allow me interject.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah, we have our spiritual leaders with us, a number of kings waiting in the audience. Before we bring them in, I would like to bring apologies from His Royal Highness Papa Sandy. He's still having challenges with logging in. However, with us, we've got quite many of our leaders here. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge their presence before they come in. Our spiritual leader, His Royal Majesty King Bongane III of Embo Nation, is with us. We've got the Gamanse King, His Royal Majesty Taki Seiko. We've got King Gozevo III. We've got the Isingo. We've got the Suma Kingdom. We've got our own Queen, Queen Nana and Samoa Sachi the First, who is going to be presenting with us. We've got Mama Zidosi the First. We've got also our Queen International with us. We've got quite many of our leaders, including our co-leader here who has been very helpful in coordination. That is Her Excellency Ambassador Mokobe. So I would like to request the audience to wait because these are the people who are part of the journey. We've got about 23 kings in the audience. So I would like us to get their blessing because we cannot start this journey without their blessing. His Majesty King Bongani will be coming on after the presentation. Please stay with us. Those on Facebook, we welcome all of you. Back to Yandisa, and I would request that the Zulu Nation's High Chief should receive His Highness Papa Bongani in the royal tradition, the way that we are meant to do it. Please, back to Yandisa.
Thank you so much, President. We appreciate, and yes, thank you. We really appreciate the presence of the royal houses that are represented here today. We really appreciate the time taken by everyone to grace this occasion. It does mean a lot to us as Aido. And we know when you have so many people taking time out, this is going to be one of the greatest programs to come out of Africa. To just finalize the cultural program, I am going to call upon our second last speaker. Let me just check if the speaker is available. Yes, I'm going to call upon Her Royal Highness Queen Asomwa Saki I, who is a leader for Aido Network International in Ghana. She will be joining us and giving us more on African fashion. And I'm not going to dwell much into her topic. I'll let her do the talking. She's also a learning and development manager with Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority. Queen, we do welcome you on this platform. We thank you for your time and we look forward to your presentation. Due to time, I'll just allow you to come in. You can be unmuted and take the center stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, I hope everybody can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. I must say good morning. I don't think there's anybody here in the morning, but I still have to greet. I want to greet everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm so happy to be part of this program. Let me introduce myself again. I'm Nana Asamoah Sechi. I'm a traditional ruler in the eastern part of Ghana in a small town called Dewu Ekwapim. I'm the Nkosno Hine of the town, Dewu. And I want to give respect to doctors that we have on this platform, ambassadors, our president of Aido, kings and queens, and all protocols observed. I must say I'm an active Aido member in Ghana, and I'm part of the Aido Culture and Heritage Committee, and I'm here to represent my country, Ghana. Ghana is a West African country on the Gulf of Guinea. Its neighbors are La Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and Togo. And I have a little video to show about my country, Ghana. And I'll say that on the video, I have a little presentation to show some culture and traditions that we have in my country, Ghana. The video portrays the religious body that we have. That is also, you'll see some African prints and accessories that we have in Ghana. Culture refers to a lifestyle shown by a particular people or society. Ghana contains several ethnic groups with similar cultural values and institutions integrated to represent a collective national heritage. These ethnic groups are united in history but have special cultural features and traditions that reveal identity, self-respect, and pride of the indigenes. Ghana is a country with multiple languages which are spoken throughout the country, but English language is the official language used in our educational system. There are three main religions in Ghana. We have the Christian religion, the Islamic religion, and traditional religion, where the Christian religion is dominant. There is no significant correlation between ethnicity and religion, but geographical influence plays a major role. The traditional garments of Ghana is the kente cloth and smock, and other special African prints. Ghanaians take pride in dressing well and having positive appearance. Fridays have been earmarked as a national day to wear African prints. This is a national agenda to promote locally made in Ghana goods and to promote and stimulate the growth of local industries.
Yay! Queen, thank you so much. We've seen the work that you do. That was a really beautiful presentation of your country. You know, when this whole lockdown, social distancing is over, I think there's so many places that we will be visiting. I think we'll have a reunion where we're able to just capture every moment of that. That is content for Anne to showcase. You know, we start with us, I suppose. Well, thank you so much for that. And I know you're also into fashion. You're passionate about fashion. Is that correct?
Yes.
Great. Just a quick one. When you look at the role, the African, let's say our traditional wear clothing, look at how beautiful you look. You know, is there scope for us to be competing in the global scale? Are there ways where we can take, because we see a lot of major designers taking our own traditional clothing and making a killing out of it. You know, what is stopping us as Africans and owning our own traditions and actually taking them global?
Yeah, that is the reason why I think we have met here today as one people, one African people. And I believe that we don't have to dent the original style that we have. I feel that we have to maintain, that is our culture. We have to maintain the style that we have that portrays the pure African that we are. And I feel that, and I think that we have to maintain it.
Great. We would still love to have you on this platform, but we'll have to let you go for now. And we thank you very much for your time. And thank you for showing us beautiful Ghana. And now you've just, you know, just got us excited and wanting to come and visit there. And that's a good thing about being part of an Aido family. You have a family everywhere in the world.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And for anyone else that wants to still comment, we have a question, we can use our chat. We are still on the social media platforms. You can reach us there. And yes, you can also become a member of Aido. If you're not a member, we do welcome all the guests, and we thank you for taking time and coming to learn about Aido International Network. And we also acknowledge our partners and our sponsors that have joined hands with us to making sure that this journey starts and it happens. We have our last speaker for the day. I think she's been having the most network problems. I'm hoping that she's in right now. I would like to call upon our very last speaker. She is from South Africa. Yes, she's a neighbor of mine. Yeah, I'm really excited. She's going to be taking us through South African just heritage and culture and what Aido South Africa is doing. I'm talking about Her Royal Highness Princess Nikiwe Bam. She's a mother to a beautiful daughter. She's an activist. She's also a businesswoman. She is very passionate about rural development and enriching empowerment of our traditional leaders. Princess Nikiwe, I'd like you to unmute yourself so that you can take the platform. Oh, she's ready. Presentation is done. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Finally, I'm here. I would like to start by a little bit of a song, just to bring the context of what I'm going to be presenting about. La maqabaqabimbola aqeqeshiwe zingqondweni. La maqabaqabimbola aqeqeshiwe zingqondweni. Greetings, all protocol observed. Imbola, as you can see from the screen there, is ochre. And you will see that there are people, even though it's not so much clear, there are people that are putting ochre on their faces. And there's some little research that has been done on ochre, on how it's used, whether traditionally, spiritually, or just a decoration like you can see on my face. So basically that is going to be what I'm going to be talking about. But let's see, what is South Africa? So this is South Africa. This is what you're going to see in South Africa. You're going to see diverse cultures, traditional music, people that are beautiful, all colorful, like just other countries that we have seen so far. So I'm not going to dwell much on this, but for interest's sake, maybe I can just from number 1 to 12, just to tell you these tribes or these nations that you'll find in South Africa. You'll find the Khoisan, you'll find the Tswana people, you'll find the Sotho people, you'll find the Balobedu people, you'll find Amabata from the Eastern Cape, you'll find Amampondo, you'll find Mavenda, Amavenda, you will find the Tsonga people, you'll find the beautiful Ndebele people, the beautiful Swati people, and number 11, it's an indigenous people. I can say the Hlubis, it could be any, because that picture is a bit of an old picture, because most of the accessories that those people are wearing there, we no longer have them, but that is more of how we used to wear, whether you are a Hlubi or some of the cultures that you'll find in South Africa. And you'll find the Zulu people here in South Africa. And yes, we speak different languages, 11 official, but we do have other indigenous languages that are not yet recognized, like the Hlubi people, they have their own language, the Mpondo, even the Khoisan. There are other languages that are dying out now because even the people that speak those languages are becoming few and few. We are launching the Roots of Africa. And we are launching on the day where, or in the month where we celebrate not only South Africa or Africa, we also celebrating Black History Month. So what I have done, I've also picked up some of the relevant quotes from our leaders, from the Black people as well, that actually speak to what we are talking about today. A race of people is like an individual man until it uses its own talent, takes pride in its own history, expresses its own culture, affirms its own selfhood. It can never fulfill itself. That is Malcolm X. Bantu Steve Biko from South Africa once said, "The most powerful weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed." So I think the picture is saying it all. If we are still oppressed or we are oppressing ourselves by not actually freeing ourselves mentally, and we are still enslaved, we are still going to follow other cultures and not be proud of who we are. As I was saying in the beginning, amaqaba, aqaba, imbola. That is the people that smear the oak. We call them amaqaba, that is those people that are smearing. Sometimes they will be called red blanketed people because they are the clothes they wear, they will be like blankets and they will be red because every now and then they dip them. It's like a dye. If you want to bring a beautiful color on something, you put dye. So I have actually contextualized that to cultural rites of passage. Birth rites, initiation, wedding, death. We haven't actually investigated more on ochre because it's something that is common in almost all nations. But have we actually thought about it? Why is it important? So I hope when you tune into Roots of Africa, you will learn a lot about this. Birth rights, when a child is born, they take ochre, they mix with some herbs, they make some cosmetics, they put on on a baby's face. It can help with smoothing the skin, removing the acne, eczema, and so on. So even the mother must put that. So I think it's believed before that if the mother is not putting, it's actually taking away the luck of the child. So that is also a belief when it goes to the initiation, because if the girls are in the heart, the girls that are in the initiation, others that are coming here to sit there, they must put also that, because it's believed that if they are not, that prosperity, all the lucks for those other girls there that are in initiation, they will be taken away. So we see that also in initiation, that both males and females, they go for initiation, they still use ochre, either for sun protection, decoration, but these are the things that we need to investigate as the people and learn more about them. The sangomas, when they're in initiation, they also use the ochre, either red or white. It depends on their spiritual calling. So I hope we'll get the answers, we'll dig deeper in the history, and we'll learn more about this. Also, it's used as a mask. Like now we're putting all these creams on our faces. Sometimes we don't even know which chemicals go there, but we have our natural resources. And even death, there are other meanings that it had when someone has passed on. So rites of passages, we have to investigate each and every one of them and the uses of ochre. As you can see from the picture there is ochre. People are selling it, white, red, yellow. You'll find it on the streets. You'll find it, some herbalists actually have this in their shops. And the other picture there, the woman actually preparing it and mixing for the child. And on the other picture, these are girls in South Africa, that is Bapedi. They are in the initiation as well. They are actually putting ochre, and the Sotho boys. So I've just looked also in some interesting facts. That is, ochre is used in most rituals. But also red ochre has been used as a coloring agent in Africa for over 200,000 years. Women of the Himba ethnic group in Namibia use a mix of ochre and animal fat for body decoration to achieve a reddish skin. The ochre mixture is also applied to their hair after braiding. Men and women of Maasai people in Kenya and Tanzania have also used ochre in the same way. As you can see from the picture, there's a woman there. It takes the ochre, is grinding it to powder, and is going to mix with whatever and apply it on the skin. In South Africa, we have the oldest caves that have been recognized, and they have, that is where Imbola or ochre has been found in Mossel Bay. It's down there in the east, in South Africa. Yes, it's around between Western Cape and Eastern Cape. When I want to conclude, I want to quote two other powerful Black people that inspire me most. To control a people, you must first control what they think about themselves and how they regard their history and culture. And when your conqueror makes you ashamed of your culture and your history, he needs no prison walls and no chains to hold you. So if we are ashamed of who we are, we don't expose our cultures, we can't look back to who we are, our originality, we are still in the chains. So that is Dr. Hendrik Clark. The day will come when history will speak. Africa will write its own history. It will be a history of glory and dignity. That is what culture does to us. That is what our heritage does. It gives us the dignity. Can you see how beautiful we are today, wearing our cultural clothes? We are connected. You can even feel when you are wearing your cultural clothes, you connect, you are free even in your spirit. So we need to rewrite our history. We need to teach our children. We need to inspire a lot of people. We need to restore that dignity. And through the roots of Africa, we are, as the continent, going to achieve that. As the Black people, wherever we are going to achieve that. Mayibuye i-Africa. Let Africa rise. Let's rise above all the challenges, the mind and slavery, and everything that have been done to us. Let's unlearn some of the things that we have been taught about ourselves, to be ashamed of who we are. Let's be proud of who we are. Let's be proud of our culture, our roots, and our heritage. Ngithi camako, makube chosi kubeyele, udedi bumnyama kuzukukhanya. Let there be peace. Love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Princess Nikki Obam. Makube Khosi kube yele. As you said, this is a day. This is a day where Africa rises. I did say today is a very special day. The launch of Roots of Africa. This day when Africa starts to tell its own story, when our people are coming together to share this wealth of knowledge about our culture, our history, our heritage, about who we are as an African people. And to look at that presentation, it clearly shows that we have so much knowledge that is buried somewhere that needs to come out. We need to be archiving all of this knowledge, all of this learning, so that we can be able to pass this on to our future generations and be able to tell our story to the world. This is what Roots of Africa is all about. And I come to the end of my session for the day, where I was sharing all the cultural activity that is happening within the Aido network. If you're not a member as yet, you do see that there's a lot of activity within this organization. The program is full for the year. You can still participate and join us if you are interested. And we are looking for more people that can come and share their wealth of knowledge with us. From me, myself, I think I bow out. It's been a very insightful day. I have learned a lot. And we just need to take all of the content that has been shared here today, unpack it and put it into the Roots of Africa program. I'd like to thank all my speakers, all my panelists who have been able to join us today and sharing their wealth of knowledge. I'd like to say thank you to the team at Aido, for all the wonderful work they've done, to acknowledge the royal houses that are here and all the distinguished guests and the esteemed guests that have made it. And to everyone who has taken 2 hours of their time to join us today, I would like to say thank you as I hand over back to Sipokazi to get us to the closure of tonight's program. For me, myself, Makube Khosi Makubeyele. Good night.
Thank you for such insightful speakers that shared with us. Would like to recognize all the majesties, the kings that are in our midst. And thank you for being patient with our program. It's been such good content that we couldn't pass by and skip something. We understand that we have passed the time as the program was shared, but we hope you will be patient with us and indulge us as we are close to finishing the program. We are left with words of wisdom. We cannot part singakhange sacela His Majesty, His Royal Majesty, King Bongane III, uHlubi, ingelengela umthimkhulu, ngebenhle zombini, umashwabadela. Sicele ke ukuthi we can switch to him azokwazi ukuphindlebe yethu simamele kuye words of wisdom. Can I ask the team that we switch to him, please?
TM, could you please stop the screen sharing? Can you stop it, please? TM?
I'm not sharing the screen, Chairman.
The host.
Can we ask
I don't
Helen?
know.
Your screen is sharing.
His Majesty, Royal Majesty King Bongane III.
It's okay now, it's okay.
It doesn't seem like we are having him to respond. I just want to ask again so that I make sure I don't leave him out if he is in the room with us.
Yes, he's in the room with us. I think when you need to introduce Ambassador Pretty.
His Royal Majesty King Bongane III, from the Embo Kingdom, Ohlubi, Ogadebe umthimkhulu. Ubukhona that we just want to switch siye kuwe so that you can proceed with your words of wisdom. Carry on, ma'am.
Please unmute him.
Bayete.
Bayete.
How are you, my brother?
Thank you.
Bayete. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I would like to greet the kings and the queens and the members of the royal houses that are present in our Zoom meeting. I would also like to extend my profound greetings to the leadership of Aido. Thank you very much for allowing me to come and speak and engage on this particular platform that is very important internationally. Thank you, my royal brother. Thank you very much. Bayete. I would also extend my greetings to dignitaries and protocol observed, to other people from the diaspora. We say Bayete, Bayete, Bayete.
Bayete.
Indeed, one speaker said it is a historic day today. It is a historic day to our brothers and sisters in the continent and the diaspora. I would like to coin what I'm going to talk about, the theme to be celebrating our rejections. We are the people of the continent that are rejected wherever we are, anywhere in the world. We are rejected. But our problem is that we don't understand why we are rejected or we are so much hated. That is our biggest mistake and our biggest problem as the people of the continent of Africa. These things are happening precisely for the following: that we are the God-chosen people. God gave us what we call melanin. And this melanin, it makes you to connect with the cosmos. It makes you to connect with the waters. It makes you to be the seer, to be the prophet. No other person has that who does not originate from this continent. It's only us. And we should pride ourselves. Thus, I say, celebrating rejection. Because if you find yourself in this position, you should celebrate that rejection to say, indeed, I'm the chosen one. God went further to give us to be the custodians of the minerals that you find in this continent. All these minerals, you cannot find it in any continent except this continent. But what do? We are saying we are rejected as the people of color. We want to align ourselves with people who are indeed rejected even in heaven, because we are the same with the Creator. We are spiritual. We are the people that God entrusted us with this land that is so rich, with this land that is so powerful, with all these minerals. But what did we do again? We decided to align ourselves with the people who were never entrusted with such magnitude minerals and resources in this continent. I would like us to go back to our theme today that says Roots of Africa, recognizing our culture, our traditions and customs, and our diversity. Yes, we are given this culture, we are given these traditions, we are given these customs by the same Creator, because He knows that we are a spiritual nation. He knows that we do not dwell into sin. If you can go back to the Old Testament, you'll understand it talks about me and you. If you go to Israel, those people that the Leviticus, those people that lived in Israel, it's me and you. When we talk about the same Jesus that they are talking about, it is the same Jesus that has the same color because he lives in Abyssinia, here in Ethiopia. He studied in Ethiopia. He came to study Christianity here. But where did he live? He came from Israel, the same place where our forefathers came from. Yes, Congo, it is the cradle of humankind. Yes, that's where we come from. But God blessed us. We should never feel rejected. Yes, slavery happened. I want to talk about slavery. It is estimated that from 1650, 1860, more than 13 million enslaved Africans were hijacked and forced to Americas. Our people were forcefully taken to slavery. The weeping willow trees, if they could speak, these willow trees could say a lot. The rivers and the seas, if they could speak, they could say a lot. The cries of our brothers and sisters in those slave ships, the cries of our people that were not taken as slaves, their tears, if they could be measured, they would fill the rivers and the oceans of our continent. Other regions where our brothers and sisters were forcefully taken to, many of our people didn't survive or accepted the fact that they were taken into slavery. They jumped those ships because of pride. They opted to die or to be taken as slaves. It is estimated that 12% didn't survive in those horrific voyages. Stripped naked, crammed in like sardines. As the result, many of our brothers and sisters succumbed to various diseases. Africa is a continent, not a country. It is the world's second largest, second most popular continent. Quite often slaves would be forced to lay on their waists. Our brothers and sisters were taken to the Caribbean, Americas, and North America. This became known as Atlantic slave trade. Slavery is dehumanizing. Its sole purpose is about free labor to produce profit. Some slave masters also used Christianity to help control their slaves. If you refer to the Bible, the verse Peter 2 to verse 18, Ephesians 6 to 5, Titus 2 to 9, Peter 2 to 13. Christianity, I quote, slaves, obey your earthly masters with deep respect and fear, and serve them sincerely as you would serve the Christ. Ephesians 6 verse 5 NLT. Africans captured in Angola were mostly shipped to Brazil. Most of those captured in West Africa were shipped to North America and the Caribbean. Slave trades brought and sold men and women and children. We should never forget what happened to our brothers and sisters in those countries. Some of them, they became strange fruits hanging in the trees as they were hanged by these cruel people. Some of them, they were victims of picnic. If you understand what is picnic, Picnic is pick a nigger, so that we are able to sit somewhere next to the river. Then we see how we kill a nigger. It's called picnic, pick a nigger. Today, on behalf of the kings and the queens, the chiefs that accepted the mere mirrors, because today our brothers, you find them in the slave trade because these foolish kings and the chiefs who did not understand what was happening, they sold their souls, they sold our brothers for just mere mirrors and fake jewelries. Little did they understood where they were sitting, the minerals underneath, how much they worth. They could have stood up and said no as principal kings, but unfortunately, these are people who are selfish, who sold our brothers and sisters to those criminals who came to took their land and their countries very late. As the king of Embo, Embo simply means the cradle of humankind. I want to profoundly extend my apologies, extend our invitation for cleansing of our brothers and sisters. If opportunities is granted, I further extend the invite for them to come back to our country, to our region in the continent. And this is your home, my brothers who are in the diaspora. Please, I humble myself to you, my brothers and sisters. Me and you are one people. There is no distance between us. We are one people. We cannot allow what happened during the slavery. That must divide us. We are one people. The continent is yours. Feel free to come back. Re-own it. Come back to develop it. It is yours. My brothers and sisters, I am sorry. I'm deeply, deeply sorry for what my predecessors did to you who are in the diasporas. I'm very sorry. I humble myself. Yes, you see me sitting, but I'm on my knees. I'm on my knees to say, please forgive those who did not know what they were doing. It is time, after 400 years, that we must forgive them. Let's meet and do the rituals to cleanse you so that you come back to our people. You come back home, because most of you, the surnames that you are carrying are not yours. You need to reconnect and know who are you. I liked what T.D. Jakes did. T.D. Jakes, what he did, he went and looked for his origin. He came back and said, I am an Igbo. Embo. So what I would, in closing, I would say, apologies for everything. We are saying we are sorry on behalf of the kings. I know that one of my counterparts is not well. Zwelithini is in the hospital. But I think in this one, you would agree with me that we are sorry. We are sorry because some of them were taken during the times of the slavery of Shaka here. Some of them were taken in other regions. Some of them, they ended up in these slave trades. But these are one people who come from the Congo. I am saying on behalf of all the kings and all the queens and all the royals, we are sorry. We are sorry. Please, let's meet. I want to extend to my president to say, can you please organize a day where we all meet? Yes, God has given us powers to do all this spiritual work. I am honored to be one of those people that God has honored me with the spiritual powers. But I am prepared to relinquish those powers to cleanse our brothers and sisters wherever they are, be it in Brazil, be it in Panama, be it wherever in the in the diaspora. Let's do it. In closing, I would like us to remember that we are a spiritual people. We are the God-fearing people. We are the chosen people. If we can go back to the basics of us being a nation of God, if we adhere to spirituality that connects with God, but not with statues or demons or whatever, but that connects with God, we will be able to build a spiritual nation that has a spiritual connection in terms of customs, traditions, and culture. And all of us will be able to think the same way and will be able to understand that we are people of Angoni. What is the meaning of Angoni? It simply means people who do not dwell into sin. My brother, this is a very important platform. What you have done, may God and the gods that were entrusted to be the caretakers of this continent bless you and your family for generations and generations to come. You are blessed. I see my queen next to you. I bless you for generations to generations to come. No curse will befall onto your family. No curse will befall on your family. No curse will befall on your family. I say bayete, bayete, bayete. Bayete.
Bayete.
Bayete.
Bayet. It would be unbefitting of me.
Madam MC.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Highness.
Allow me, with all due respect to my senior leader, His Royal Majesty King Bongani III, the King of Embo. Indeed, when this journey dream started, I thought in me, the only king alive that I know will address this issue would be King Bongani III. I was not wrong. My ancestors led me to him. Bayete, my senior, Bayete, our king. We appreciate on behalf of all of us, the apology that you have made is very, very important to us. Kings normally don't apologize, but to see you go to your knees, who am I? Who are we? That is leadership by example. Bayete, my king, long live my king. On behalf of Aido Network, you'll be leading us to Panama to make this journey. I thank you so much and all the kings present for accepting to come here and speak to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. With respect to all our traditions, our ancestors, Aido will work closely with Embo Kingdom and all our traditional leaders to do whatever we can within our generation. But you are our leader, Bayete. I will now pass the microphone back to our speaker to introduce other kings that have been listening to us. Thank you so much. Thank you again. God bless you. Bayete. Bayete.
I feel almost as small as I am to speak after such seniority and be blessed with such royalness and the sharing of the word. Bayete, Bayete Bongani, Bayete Mtimkhulu, Bayete Ndlebentle zombini. We have in our midst other kingdoms